Penny Red took a narrow lead. Wrecking Ball's getting a go on late, but One Penny Red holds him off. One Penny Red a half length.
Yeah, what a great result there for One Penny Red. Geez, a bit of horses had just absolutely no luck probably his last half a dozen starts, and finally everything fell his way, one out, one back, and just sort of rolled into the race nicely. So well done. Loyal bunch of owners have stuck fat with him and then got a good result. Geez, Meninga was a bit stiff. Took her to town on Wednesday. Put the blinkers back on. I brought her back to the 1200, kicked her out of the gates and put her outside the leader, and she gave a really good kick. We got run down by a really nice horse of Freedman's. It's now had 3 starts for 3 wins, and plenty of horses can win races early and go through the grades. He's gone straight through his grades in 3 starts, so it looks like it'll be a really nice horse, certainly one to follow. Okay, runners this week. Now we'll kick off at Cranbourne on Friday night. Be interesting to see what happens there at Cranbourne track. They found a big hole in the track, so I don't know what's going on there. But I'll take Sistine Avenue there. I was going to take him up to Swan Hill in a $22,000 race, and it looked too strong, and he was about 20 to 1. We're going to Cranbourne on Friday night in a $35,000 race, and I think he's about 4 to 1. So I think he's pretty well placed there. Plenty of speed in the race, so hopefully he can begin well from a good barrier, be right up the leader's bum, and then be strong late. Gets a really good chance to win a really good prize money made up there. Werribee Saturday. Mutanaaseq won pretty comfortably the other day at Mavoka, and he's come right on that horse. I don't think I've seen him work much better than what he worked through the week, so hopefully now that he's up over that 2,000 metres, he's won over the trip, goes to a 0 to 58, which won't be strong. He can just bounce and put himself in the first half a dozen and get a nice little suck run from a good barrier, and be good, nice and strong late again. I'm pretty happy with that horse's work through the week. I think he looks well, he's very sound, and he's going well, so he certainly gets his chance. Then Wednesday at Sandown, probably take Young Hostess to there. There's a little 2,100 metre race there. I was probably a bit disappointed the way she raced the other day, and anyway, we'll see how we go. But there's a nice little 2,100 metre race there. There's no real genuine staying races around for her, so I want to get her back to the races as soon as I can. So she'll probably go up there. She went really well in the Stony Creek Cup, which was over the 2,100. I can just keep her nice and fresh. Fitness isn't a problem, and see how she goes there.
G'day guys, welcome to Around the Stables. This week's horse is a horse called Vahvuus. She came to us last prep, and probably took us a while to work out her distance and the way to train her, and I think sort of towards the end of her prep she won 2. She probably almost should have won 3 in a row, but I think she's come back in. She was a horse that we always struggled to keep the weight on her, but she's gone out for a nice long spell. She's come back, she looks terrific. And I think she's in for a really, really strong prep. I think the secret to her last time was keeping her at that 1,000 metre trip, and she'd sort of sit midfield, and she'd be really strong in the line. She's a bit of a tricky horse to train. She's sort of a real temperamental filly, but I think last prep when we got her in the zone, she was pretty hard to beat. And if we can get her back in that zone again this time in, I think she's in for a really good prep.
That's it for another week at Emsley Lodge. Thanks for watching. Yeah, another week. We're still alive, I suppose. We're still open for business. Probably well done to the racing industry to keep things ticking over in this in a pretty testing time. I see prize money's been cut, which is disappointing, but I suppose you got to do what you got to do. Must be bloody difficult for the racing clubs, I suppose, to sort of keep their doors open. I suppose if you have 20 races at a race club and they only open 20 times a year for business, and you can't get any patrons through the front gate, it's a little bit hard. But anyway, hopefully things will keep going. Pretty positive, just talking to other trainers, it's pretty positive sort of feel out there as far as that we'll stay racing, which is, I think it's a really important thing. Certainly here we haven't missed a beat. No, we're still as busy as we were, and all the horses are still getting worked, and hopefully they keep racing well, and got a couple of good chances again this week. So just keep doing what we're doing, but well done to everybody for keeping the racing going. Till next week, see you later.
We'll do this week's horse in the barn. It's pouring rain outside, so we'll